We have one more brand on our brand spotlight. This time it is Mike from your Zooki, who will be speaking to Luke about their journey to date. Welcome to Mike.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, 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 hello.
Mike, why are you sitting so far away from me? There we go. We're friends. Close. There we go. Right. Michael, hello. Mike.
Hello.
Mike, Mikey or Michael?
Not Mikey.
No,
please.
not Mikey. We're going to go for Mike.
Mike, yeah.
We're going to go for Mike. Do you want to kick us off? So you're Zooki. You're one of these brands that are like coming up, right? And you're doing your fundraising. You've kind of got to where you are. Like, do you want to talk about how, I guess on a Matchbox, how you got here?
So I'm Mike from your Zooki. We sell a range of health products that are very different to your typical capsules or your powders or your oils. We take nutrients and we wrap them in tiny bubbles made from natural lipids. And we do that for two reasons. We do it to protect the nutrients through degradation in the stomach. So you absorb them really, really well and they have a big impact. But also they taste really good too. And we can make things like turmeric and collagen taste really nice without dairy, without gluten, without soy or sugar. Which is fantastic if you're into your health supplements, but there are two caveats to that. One is the price of the products is really high compared to a capsule. So if you don't understand the USPs of the product and you see it online or in a shop compared or sat next to capsules, you're going to look at it, a box of vitamin C, Zooki, as we call it, for $39.99. And a pack of capsules for £4. So if you don't understand the USPs, it's a bit of a barrier for us. And then the secondly is the products are completely different. You take them completely differently. So they're liquids. They have the texture of a yogurt or a syrup. And no one's really searching for those products on Google or Amazon. So it was really, really tricky for us to get started. So the last 5 years, we set up the business, Jack Marcus and I, straight out of university, a bit naively, thinking that we were going to launch a DTC brand. We really believed in the products and we're really passionate about the products. A bit naive about how we were going to sell the products online, on Google and Amazon, these products that were fantastic and we were really passionate about, but no one was really searching for. So we launched our omega-3 fish oil in 2017, which is this great tasting omega-3 product. But no one's typing into Google, great tasting omega-3 liquid with the texture of yogurt. So,
I mean, they are now. Mike.
They are now. I'm making it sound disgusting, but it's actually delicious, and you should all go buy it. But yeah, so we had a bit of a different start to most D2C businesses that we wanted to become.
So it's interesting that you're talking about the delivery mechanism being like an education hurdle to get over, whereas I saw the delivery mechanism as the kind of thing that got you over, in the sense it's not a capsule. You know, we see a lot of supplement brands and it's powders, it's capsules, it's the stuff you expect it to be. So how much has it been a kind of hindrance to go, there's an education piece around delicious tasting fish oil or yogurt versus like this is a novel way of ingesting something?
Yeah, so when we started out, it was all about the science and about the encapsulation. That for us was the most exciting part about the products. When we launched the products, we decided to launch in trade shows because we couldn't do it on Google or Amazon, and the brand sort of pivoted away. So when I say trade shows, I mean consumer fairs. So things like cycling shows and Body Power, these exhibitions where brands can go pop up and sell their products. We would do gardening shows and handmade fairs, anything. We learned very quickly that taste and the way you take it and lifestyling the use was actually a bit more effective to getting people over the line compared to just the science of it. And the science often just goes straight over people's heads. Yeah. And it's sort of a fine balance because you want to sell the product, but you don't want to undersell the product, but you don't want to you want to make sure people understand it. So it's a hard balance between not dumbing down the product and not underselling it and making sure people actually understand the USPs and why you're charging 10 times the price for a capsule than a capsule.
So when we were talking, Mike came up with this rather controversial phrase, which was offline D2C, which I thought was interesting. So you just started talking about the kind of customer feedback you were getting on the products and stuff when you were going to these trade shows and stuff. Talk more about this idea we were exploring the other day, this whole offline D2C, getting customers direct, but not in the way that people expect what we've been talking about today.
Yeah, so the the whole brand, after we realized we couldn't sell on Google or Amazon or Facebook, really, because we were a new brand, we were called Zooki. Everyone was like, what the hell is Zooki? It came in these big bottles. It looked like shampoo. So we did these exhibitions, these shows, and what worked against us on Google and Amazon and Facebook worked for us in these shows because there's a story to the products and people can try them and they taste really good. And that was a huge benefit for us, and as well as finding product market fit. Like if we didn't do those trade shows, we would have never found it. I think in the first year, we discontinued 3 of the 4 products we launched with and pivoted away. Offline marketing, even now, the vast majority of our growth it's come from offline. We still struggle to find traction with Google and Amazon and Facebook. We are starting to, and all the offline stuff we're doing, people repurchase through our website, and the brand awareness is increasing. But yeah, offline, these trade shows, and in retail, we sell a lot through retail. Has been a huge part of how we built the business. Retail is in like point of sale retail, or retail is in getting on the shelves. Like, what's been the most effective route to retail for you guys? We started in retail. It was a bit of a not a fluke start, but John Bell Croyden, who are a really premium pharmacy on Harley Street. They reached out to us and said they wanted to stock our products. They're the pharmacists to the Queen and have a really high... Has the Queen had a Your Zooki? I think probably. Oh my God. No. You should have told us that when we were doing the advertising. We were going to use that. No, they got in touch and we made a decision that we were going to become the best selling health products in this Queen's pharmacist, and that if we did that, there were still only 3 of us in the business at the time, so whatever you spend your time doing is quite important. I think when you're focusing, when there's just 3 of you and you have no money to really spend on marketing campaigns, what you do with your time is quite important. But we made a conscious decision then that we were going to try and become the best selling health product in the Queen's pharmacist. And there are ways you can do that. Like we learn very early on that it's like when someone goes into a shop to buy a vitamin C supplement, or it's the same sort of mindset when if someone goes onto Amazon to buy a vitamin C supplement. You know, both are in your target audience and both looking for a vitamin C product. On Amazon, you can pay to be at the top of the feed, and you can pay to be put in front of someone. The sort of what am I trying to say? The equivalent of that in retail is in-store sampling. So we did a lot of in-store sampling. So whenever someone came into the store to buy a vitamin C supplement, we were always there sampling with them to make sure they bought our product and not one of our competitors. And then we did obviously focus a lot on staff training. But in those early days, I think Jack, who was one of our co-founders, spent 2 or 3 days a week for months in front of the Great British Public. In front of the Great British Public, in-store sampling at John Bell and Croyden, and then it sort of just picked up from there, really. So if you sell well in John Bell Croyden, then Harrods want you and Selfridges want you. And then if you continue to sell well, then Planet Organic and Whole Foods want you, and then Holland & Barrett and Boots. If you can maintain that, that selling. So it's being in the graft of being in these places and actually literally being in these places. And it's like direct selling, basically. It is. It's the top of funnel marketing in store. It's like Jackie was just talking then about on Google, you can have purchase intent searches, and also like just ideas and people looking for inspiration. It's the same with in-person marketing. You have you can target people and hand out a load of samples at a tube station if you think they're going to be your target audience, or a running event for our turmeric product, for example. And that would be like you're just trying to raise brand awareness amongst your target demographic. But then the in-person events, with the in-store sampling, that's your top of funnel advertising, and we sort of bring it all together under the same umbrella. So even now when we're doing our Google, Amazon, Facebook advertising, it's all done under the same umbrella as the in-person stuff as well. Last question, because I'm getting fingers waved at me about minutes. Is the game like total omnipresence, or is the game to kind of get people top of funnel in real world, which is the inverse of what a lot of brands are doing, and then get them into your D2C side of things because the margins and all that stuff? Or is it to go for omnipresence? The idea from the start was to always just, how do we make the brand as big as possible? So everything we did was just, we didn't mind if we broke even on it, as long as more people knew about the brand today than they did yesterday. Now, with what is clear is that people who buy it in the shops end up buying it at our website eventually. We have a lot of customers where we don't know where they come from, but they spend a lot of money with us. It's hard to track, and it's hard to figure out ways we can increase the amount of customers of that type of person coming to the website. There are ways you can do it without annoying the retailers. It's like what Claire said from This Works is the bricks and the clicks. There is a trade-off with being in retail. We sell our products in single sachets in retail, and then we offer multi-packs in store on our website. So there is a balance. You can't annoy the retailers or try and trigger a price war, but we want to be everywhere. And if someone's going into a shop to buy a vitamin C supplement, we want to be there.
Nice, there you go. Offline D2C, customer acquisition strategies in the real world to get them onto the site to buy it. Nice. Can we get a massive round of applause for Mike, please, from your Zooki?